Hello everybody and welcome back to Mind Your Money. If you're here for the first time, my name is Tasha, and on this channel we are documenting our journey to debt freedom, financial independence while building generational wealth. And we're starting with budgeting our money, managing it, saving money, and getting out of debt. So if any of that interests you, please go ahead and click that red subscribe button and make sure to hit the notification bell so you know when to come back around. If you are here for the 50th or the 100th time, you are a legacy builder, and I'm so proud and so grateful to have you here with us as we are on this journey and we are supporting each other. So let's get into closing out this budget. You know, it is still March Madness Money Month, so I will be finding out in this paycheck, closing out paycheck 2 for March, how much we're going to put towards that. So stay tuned. Normally my closeout for the paycheck budgets are uploaded on Friday mornings at 7:15 a.m. Eastern, but because it's March Madness, I'm going to post this video on Saturday, so you'll get to see how I close out the budget then, or you're seeing it now, and then we will finish week 2 for March Money Madness, y'all. So I am using prop money, so if you're here for physical cash, for real cash, sorry to disappoint you, I don't have it. So because we are working with our accounts, we use a credit card to pay for most of our expenses and bills. We don't normally use cash, so but this just makes it more fun. Okay, now before we move into the budget, I need to show you what we did for groceries. All right, you guys, so the grocery and meal plan that we had for the second week of March looks just like this. Here in blue, I wrote how much we actually paid for groceries: $111.84. We did receive $6 off by using the store rewards points, so it was still good. We still had a little extra income, which made it work. All right, so we didn't make everything yet. We bought all of our groceries, but of course, we still have this weekend. So I made the stuffed peppers actually on Thursday night, because you know we didn't want them to spoil, but it still worked out fine. I got more extras than I planned on, but y'all, I got 153 points back in Fetch. I didn't get anything from Ibotta, so we'll try that again next time. So that's how we did for groceries. I went to Family Dollar and CVS this week because I had to purchase some household items. So I made my budget, I made my list as I always do, and it was $25. That's how much I wanted to spend for all the things I needed. Now, I used the household digital envelope and also miscellaneous because I went over budget. And let me tell y'all, I went to CVS, right? And I bought this native deodorant because that's the one I really like to use. And it was $13. I don't mind spending $13 for something that doesn't have any parabens, no aluminum. I like the natural deodorant and I really needed it, so I'm willing to spend the money. So when I got to the counter, the cashier asked me if I wanted to participate in some coupon or some club or whatever with CVS. So I said, okay, is it free to join the club? She said, no, it's $5 a month. I said, that's okay. She said, but you'll save $10 right now. I said, that's okay, I don't want that. She rolled her eyes at me and looked at my deodorant like real, and she looked at it, and then she looked at the screen, then she looked at me and said, do you need a bag? I said, no thank you, I have my own bag. She was really mad. Like, why are you mad? I can choose to spend my money on what is valuable to me. I like having a deodorant that doesn't have aluminum, that doesn't have parabens, and I feel safe about using it on my body. And I will spend $14 if I want to, and I'm not going to save $10 and then have to pay you $5 every month just to get it. That doesn't make sense. So anyway, that's my little rant for story time this week. So I did go ahead to the store. Let me show you guys the receipt so you know what I'm talking. It came up to $14.69 for the one stick of deodorant, but it's worth it there. And at Family Dollar, I spent $15.79 on those products: the leave-in conditioner, the bleach, and some floss picks that we needed. You guys know that we use our credit card. So the credit card is going to be paid back from our checking account, and we're simply going to transfer the money from one place to the next. All right, y'all. So for our salary, we actually I did get the 125 monthly bonus, so I'm grateful for that. And that 125 came in as expected. 927. All right, so the actual income that we brought in is $927 for like regular income between myself and husband. The bonus was 125. So that means we are working with $1,052 this week. Okay, so that means our tithe is going to be $120. Rent is $300. For food, we spent $111.84. Okay, internet is going to come from the credit card, but we're going to pay the credit card back once this post will probably not post until Monday, but we'll be all right. So that was $54.98. And I'm actually going to walk you guys through the whole entire process today, so you'll get to see how I highlight the things that are already been transferred or came out and what's pending, because this is how I really like to close out the budget. All right, life insurance for me is $32.50 that will come out automatically. Now we need to take note of the household expenditures for this week that I normally don't show you guys here. I think I started last month, so I'm going to continue. So for household purchases, we didn't budget for anything this week, but we spent a total of $30.48. So I need to fix that because I'm using rollover. Hold on, let me fix this. Sometimes you forget, and I forgot. So we're rolling over $30.48 so that we can pay that back. $29.01 of this is coming from our household digital envelope. That will bring us back down to zero. And $1.47 of this is coming from our miscellaneous digital envelope. So we just basically transfer that money from these savings accounts into the main checking account so we can pay off the credit card, right, for these purchases. That's how that works. And it's really simple and easy. Pull you in just a little bit. Okay, so for all of our expenditures, all of our bills and everything we purchased, $120 for tithe, $300 for rent, $111.84 for food, $54.98 internet, $32.50 life insurance, and $30.48 for household items. $649.80 is what we spent in total, and that will leave us with $402.20 left to work with. $402.20. It is so tough doing these budgeting videos sometimes because the way my system is set up here, I would keep checking to make sure you're in frame. All right, we are not using any envelopes this week. We're not stuffing them, so we're still going to bring down that $402.20 that's left over, and we're not funding our envelopes this week because we're focused on our other savings. And we still have $402.20 to work with. Now, moving on to our sinking funds. On my pre-plan, we don't have anything outside of the $20 for PC and life and the vehicle insurance. Those are the top two sinking funds we're working on right now. We want to reach those goals before the end of May. So $40 is what we spent. Now we subtract $40 and we get $362.20 left to work with. $362.20. Now for debt, we planned on just the minimum $93 payment towards that this week. So we bring down the $362.20 that's left over. We're going to throw a $93 snowball at that. When I subtract that from what's remaining, we have $269.20 left. So that is good. $269.20. And you're still in frame. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. Now for our extra savings. This is the fun part for me because we know we're putting $21 into the 52-week challenge. So that is easy enough. And then we still have $269.20 to work with. Now we need to figure out how much we're going to put into zero out. And I think because we have $9.20 on the end here, we're going to throw $9.20 into the zero out challenge to get us to an even number. So $9.20 is going into zero out challenge. So I'm going to subtract that from here. $260, of course, is what's left. Now we need to put money towards our 1 month ahead account. And for that, I want to throw $32 in there. So $260 minus 32 brings us to $228 left. So we have $228. This is what we're going to do. Okay? The next two items we need to fund is our emergency fund, because we're focused on that a little more right now, and the March Madness Money Challenge. So two things we're going to do. We're going to play a card game real quick, find out how much money we're going to throw towards March Madness money, and whatever is left over, we're going to throw into the emergency fund. All right, y'all. It's time to figure out how much we're going to put into our envelope. All right, so if you didn't watch my last video where I explained how we were going to play this game, this is what we're going to do. Kings are worth $20, okay? Queens are worth $20. Let's see if I can find a jack. Jacks are worth $20. And any number card that I pick from here is going to be that exact number. I'm hoping for a big number. I'm hoping for a big number. All right, let's do this. Now I wanted to choose 3 times, so let's see what we get. All right, 7 of spades. Whew, a queen of diamonds. All right, so that's 20. And a 9 of clubs. 7 of spades, queen of diamonds, and a 9 of clubs. So that's 20, 29, 30, $36. Y'all do the math in your head. Let me get my calculator. 20 plus 9 plus 7 is $36. So we're going to stuff $36 right now. All right, y'all. Let's see what we got. I pulled some money from the prop money. 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. There we have it. Let's turn all of these over. I like to keep the larger bills at the back. And y'all know I am not a regular cash stuffer. So 20, 30, 31. These bills are so clean. 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36. They're hard to move because they're so new and I haven't been using them a lot. So $36 into our envelope this week. And that's it. We are not counting what's in here now. We're going to do that next week at the end of the month. But I am keeping a record of what we put inside. So that's our cash stuffing for that. And now we're going to finish out the budget and see how much progress we've made on our 1 month ahead. So $36 is going into March Madness, and our emergency fund, $269.20 was left, minus challenges, zero out, 1 month ahead, and the March Madness money. We have $171 left. That's how much is going into the emergency fund. I'm going to write that here because I ran out of space. We didn't budget and we came up with $171. So we're still going to add all of that together. So our bills came up to $649. Our bills came up to $649.80. Then $40 going into sinking funds, then $93 going towards debt, and $269.20 going towards extra savings. That brings us to $1,052. We have a zero-based budget as we are closing out. Thank you, Jesus. All right, so $269.20. And let me make sure I did that right. 171 plus 32 plus 36 plus 920 plus 21, 269.20. I'm so glad. I'm so proud of myself. I really am proud of myself, because even though I made some few mistakes, like having to white out and all the stuff going on, my stuff all over the place, I still did it. We got to the budget that we needed to get to. So after everything, what's left over is $0, because all of our bills got paid. Some sinking funds got stuffed. We threw a snowball at debt, and we did really good with our savings this week. We saved $269.20 additional into our challenge, and now we get to shade in for our 1 month ahead now. I am going to use a yellow mild liner. Gonna make this colorful and nice. So because we put $16, this looks more like gold to me. But because we put $32 in, that gives us an opportunity to keep pushing, to be 1 month ahead on all of our expenses. Those of y'all who love this kind of stuff, let me tell you, it feels good to shade in your progress. And we are making progress on the 1 month ahead. I have to be honest, I like being able to throw hundreds of dollars. If I can throw more, that would be great, towards any goal that I set, you know, along with my husband. But we know that slow and steady wins the race. So even if you are watching and maybe you could get 1 week ahead. I know Intentional Living is working on her 1 week ahead, which I think is awesome. And she actually she gave me the inspiration to look forward to getting 1 month ahead on our expenses. We already did that with our rent, which was a big feat because it took us almost a year to save up for 1 month's rent and ahead of time. But it's something to strive for, because you have a cushion now. You can sleep better at night knowing that if your check is late, or God forbid you're changing jobs, or whatever happens, you already have what you need for all of your expenses, even those things that provide comfort to you. So if it's, you know, your cable, your internet, or just being able to travel or go on date nights, you know, stuff like that, you have that money already, which makes a big difference in how you operate with your finances. It makes a big difference in how you relate to the people in your life. It helps your relationships too, because you'll start to feel more at ease, and you can have fun because you know that your money is not funny. You already have next month's bills in an account. So when the first comes, you can just pay everything. Pay your rent or mortgage, pay all of your utilities, pay your car insurance. You already got money aside for gas for your car, or to buy that Metro card, depending on where you live, to transport yourself wherever you need to go. It's amazing. So we have 3 of our beach balls filled in. This is our attempt to get 1 month ahead on our groceries, because our grocery budget right now is $400. And we are already 3 down with just a few more to go. So that is the video, y'all. I really appreciate y'all for checking in with me. I thank you for rocking with me for as long as you did. Remember, legacy builders, to mind your money, manage it well, and live your lives to its fullest. Bye for now.